All right, so next up is Colin McLean, who's co-founder of Banded Peak Brewing. And just so everyone knows, we are having COVID protocol in effect here this evening. Our guests are up above us and practicing social distancing and trying to drink beer through a mask. Anyways, Colin, you're now on the set. Welcome and thank you for being here this evening.
Thanks for having me, Jim. It's an honor to be here, and it's strange being with such an amazing list of climbers, and I'm just a know-nothing bohunk beer guy. So,
well, I don't know about that. You had some pretty good stories, and probably the question that everybody asks when you sit down and interview is, tell us a little bit about how Banded Peaks came to be.
Yeah,
because I love this story, man. This is like every young woman's story.
I think it's one of those things. You get out of school, you start getting your career under you, you do all that. You realize it's not exactly what it's all cracked up to be. So one of my business partners, Alex, he got laid off in that first round of oil and gas layoffs, all that sort.
So this is what, 4 years ago, 5 years ago now?
It would be closer to 6, I think, at this point. And then I was working up north in Fort St. John at a gas plant, not really enjoying that. Third business partner, Matt Berard, he was wrapping up school, but not really sure what direction to go in after that. So we quickly figured we wanted to get into beer, and we were already making it in our backyard, and wrote a quick little business plan, took it to the bank, and the bank just looked at it and was like, "Yeah, looks good, guys." And we kind of looked at each other like, "Oh, holy shit, we're in this one, guys." Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you moved from the backyard or the garage to your current location in Calgary, or?
Yep. Yeah, we had a little warehouse set up, 2,400 square feet, tiny little tap room, and we've grown that into larger tap room, more tanks, all that. And it's been a slow progression until later this year.
Yeah, and then so just a little bit of the history is I know when I was first meeting you guys, it was just after you'd done a deal with Labatt's, and maybe you can share what that was and what it meant. And,
I mean,
this I think is the real. It's a great success story, and it's even a bigger success story when you hear about Labatt's comes knocking on your door and wants to buy it.
Yeah, no, that's been a pretty exciting year. Obviously, running a brewery, you want to get your beer in as many people's hands as possible. It's a pretty powerful thing, seeing a room full of people drinking a product you've created, a brand you've created. I can't put a feeling on that. And so when they came knocking, we're happy to have it, and we can sponsor great events like this, and up at Lake Louise Base Camp. It's been huge for us.
Now, one of the stories that I love when you guys were telling me this is that Labatt's was knocking at your door. You're about to enter into negotiations, getting close to, what was it, late November, early December. You got a ski trip planned down in the States. Tickets are bought and all that. And your partners are saying, don't go because we got this deal happening. And you basically say, piss on that, I'm going skiing.
Yeah, of course. I mean, priorities, right?
So that's why I think you guys are so badass.
Yeah, I mean, Jackson Hole got 10 feet of snow in a week or something crazy like that. So I was like, lawyers be damned. Like, I can figure that out. Like, a stump like that only happens once in a blue moon.
Right. But what I did hear, the other part of that story is you got down there and you spent a lot of time on the phone.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, I think that's a great success story, and congratulations. And it sounds like with Labatt's behind it, you guys are able to do a lot of things and really kind of keep building on the vision that you have.
Yeah, which adventurous beer for adventurous people, and
So I think that's a good segue. Adventurous beer for adventurous people. Now, what I also found interesting when I was first meeting you guys is that you've climbed in the Himalayas.
Yeah, it was about a decade ago. It's been a while since I've had an opportunity to chat about this, but
yeah, and it was a peak kind of. When I looked on the map, kind of midpoint between Everest and McLean, and really lies in the shadow of McLean. And you can see on the picture that we've got up there is you can see McLean in the background. And the peak that you went to climb, I believe it's pronounced Pethang Bethang C. And it's 22,107 feet or 6,738 meters. So what prompted you to go there? I mean, this is a really seldom visited part of Nepal. I mean, I used to have a trekking company in Nepal, so I know all these areas really well. And that is certainly a place that is off the beaten track. And to go there and climb a peak like that is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of 6,000, 7,000 meter peaks in Nepal that don't get climbed very often. And, you know, this is an opportunity to follow in footsteps of, you know, Sir Edmund Hillary broke his rib trying to scope out a route on Everest up there.
Right.
The year before, I think it was the first time it had been climbed in 27 years by the British Army. So to go up that route and kind of chase those guys was pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
And it's sandwiched, you know, between Everest and McLean. You have these absolutely beautiful views.
Yeah, and I should also add, it lies right, doesn't lie pretty much on the Tibetan and Nepalese border.
Yeah, you can look right out over the plateau, and yeah, it's absolutely stunning.
Maybe just show us the route that you climbed.
Yeah, so we kind of come up that the ice field. It's a big.
Yeah, I think if you hit the button, you'll get to the next slide. There you go.
Perfect. Yeah, come up through that ice field. There's a bunch of penitentes, which are, you know, high altitude big spears. Exactly, and you know, being in those and seeing the scale of them, where you can see it from pictures of people climbing versus when you're actually in them, is it's pretty striking. And then you go up a big snow slope and you're front pointing and French stepping for a good 12 hours to get up there.
So you've experienced the high altitude suffering.
Yeah.
Sucking air, going slow, probably headaches, all those fun things.
Yeah, Diamox galore, and trying to get through it.
Cool. Well, I think that really gives you value for saying that you guys make beer for adventures.
Yes, exactly.
So why don't you just flip to the next slide? That's you and your mates on the summit. And what was that trip? So you're on the summit, and now your other summit is Banded Peaks and
yeah. I mean, Banded Peaks, mountain just outside of Bright Creek here. It's, you know, pretty popular climb, but we really wanted to make a brewery and a beer. You know, that's really about that beer in the parking lot. After you've had a nice big climb, you crack a beer and you have a laugh about it, or you have a cry about it, and you really enjoy that first sip, right?
So you fit right in with the Calgary Mountain Club boys. Those beer drinking days.
Exactly.
Well, great, Colin. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me, Jim. Appreciate it.
Thank you again, and your partners, Matt and Alex back in Calgary, for being involved with us this evening. Really, really appreciate it.
Awesome. Have a great evening.
Cool.